Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to another video. I hope you're well. Today I'm just going to do a quick video going through the holdbacks from the 2020 season. I've recently had a request to see how these were getting on, so I thought let's do a video and just see how they're getting on. In terms of the breeding season, it's still very slow, still only had one ovulation, so who knows how many holdbacks we'll get this year. Hopefully we'll get some from the animals that we are pairing, but we'll see. So first of all, what I've got here is a female pied. The reason I kept this one is it was the first ever hatchling that I cut out of the egg. Well, not out of the egg, but I cut in my first ever cutting video. And it's also lovely and low white pied, as you can see. This animal only has white down sort of the end here of the animal. Other than that, it's a beautiful low white pied, and I absolutely love the low white pied stuff just because you get that. I mean, this pattern has no resemblance to a normal ball python, and so I just absolutely love how a low pied interacts. Now this one's female, and although it's one of those animals where if I need to move an animal on for space, it probably will move on, because if I picked up just something else like a pinstripe pied, this wouldn't therefore serve a purpose really in terms of the space, and it just not make sense. So it is an animal that could potentially leave, but hopefully it will stay, and hopefully I'll get eggs out of it eventually, just because it would be sentimental, and I don't really get attached to my animals, as you know, but it would be nice that if my first ever animal I hatched out here actually was sitting on eggs. So we'll see what the future holds, but as for now, this girl will just keep raising up. I would say she's about 600 grams, I would like to think. So the way I feed my hatchlings is the same with all of them. This year I'm going to be taking on the approach that I took for the last two clutches of 2020, in that they'll have one live mouse or two if they need it, just to get them going, and then I'll switch them onto defrost mice and then onto defrost rats, and that worked really well for me last year. And then what I do is effectively just feed them every 4 days until about 200 grams, and then from about 250, 300 grams I'll start giving them small weaners, which is a bit of a challenge for them sort of in prey size, but they can manage it, and at the end of the day, if they want to eat it, they will. You know, last year I had some that were on small weaners and some that were on fluff, so at the end of the day, it's up to the animal. And then once they've finished their small weaners, they'll move on to large weaners. So this girl is still, all the ones I'm showing you today will be on large weaners, and effectively they'll stay on those then until about a kilo, and then I'll switch them on to adult rats. But as I say, absolutely stunning female pied that is staying here in the holdback rack. So next up, these are going to be in no particular order, is a Pastel Clown 66% het pied. Now I've opened up the drawer and this girl has gone into shed, but I can still show you this girl because she is again doing well. You'll notice that these females are in FB40s. I've only got one in an FB10 right now. They're doing really well. If 2020 to 21 taught me anything as a snake breeder, it would be that holdbacks feed so much better than animals you purchase. Apart from one animal, which we'll come on to in a bit, every single one of these holdbacks has not missed a meal since they've had their first live mouse, or, you know, some of them did start on defrost admittedly, but after that they've not missed a meal. So holdbacks do, in my opinion, feed really well. Now, even in shed, I want to show the colours, the yellows on this animal. Pastel has that sort of, it goes brown to it, and to an extent, you know, I'm not going to lie, down the back here she has kind of started to brown out, and she's about, again, 650 grams, 600 grams I'd like to guess, but down the side, as you can see there, her yellows are holding, so I'm hoping that they will hold. Now I'm not sure, I'm not a clown expert, so I'm not sure if the yellows get lost with age or with weight. Time will tell, but for now she's doing really well. Got the beautiful clown sort of markers, got the beautiful head clown as well. You know, I'm not going to go overly into clown. I'm not a clown person. I'm not going to claim to be. At the end of the day, I am pied. So you might be asking, why am I keeping this animal? Well, as you guys know, this was from a pastel double het to a pastel double het, which means there's a 66% chance that this girl could be het for pied. Now, there's no ringers, there's no markers. I mean, it's complete potluck as to whether she is or isn't. But for now, she'll stay. Again, this is one of those ones where if an animal was to come up in the Clown Pied project, I would move her on if it meant getting another genetic involved, or 100% het, for example. But for now, she is staying in the racks. If she goes on to prove het clown, fantastic. Het pied, fantastic, because that would mean it's a visual clown het pied. But if she doesn't, she'll be a proven clown, which can, you know, be moved on, and ultimately go into someone else's collection if need be at the time and do bits for them. So absolutely stunning. Pastel Clown, 66% het pied, female that is staying in the racks. So next up we have this female Banana Pinstripe Enchi, 66% het for pied. Now this one came from Clutch 2 last year, and I had 7 eggs, of which I hit 5 bananas, and I kept 3 bananas. Now why this girl is so incredible for me is the fact that she is a female from a male making banana, so I got incredibly lucky there. I'm trying to see, I don't think it is, but this animal has some incredible pinks down the sort of dorsal of this animal. So obviously where it's banana and pinstripe, it's just a very yellow animal. You know, it does wash the pattern out. I believe there's Enchi in here as well. Could be possibly yellow belly. It's hard to say. You know, we'll only find out in time. But at the end of the day, the reason this girl's staying is she is a female banana. And with the female sex ratios, you can never have too many female bananas. So this girl will go on to make 50% male and female bananas, but the males will be female makers. So she's absolutely worth her weight in gold. And with the pinstripe and Enchi in there as well, they're 2 of my favourite genes in pied. So ultimately it was a no-brainer when I popped this girl and she was female. Now I haven't probed because I personally can't probe. You know, I don't think there's any shame in that. So eventually maybe I'll get her probed, but you know, she's now sitting at around 600 grams as well. And ultimately, I have popped her, so I've popped the sexual glands, and you know, I'm not seeing any hemipenes. So I'm absolutely confident at this point that this girl is in fact a girl. Apart from making a mess, you can see there's no hemipenes coming out there. So absolutely fantastic. Definitely staying. If she's het pied, that's an absolute bonus. But again, it's one of those animals where if she doesn't prove out het pied, because yeah, we've got, you know, I've got a lot of posses. If she doesn't, again, with it being a female banana, she still is worth her weight in gold. I'm sure I can make, if I put her to a visual pied, some incredible hets, if nothing else. And then again, she can go on and be an incredible animal for someone else. But I'm always going to look on the bright side, so let's hope this girl proves out as het pied. But Banana Pinstripe Enchi, 66% het pied, doing really well from Clutch 2 last year. So the next 2 animals are probably 2 of my favourite animals in the collection, and they're not even that genetically powerful compared to some of the animals I do have here. But this girl here and the next one are both Calico, Yellow Belly or Gravel, 66% het pieds. And these girls are a little bit smaller, maybe 500 grams, but I just absolutely love this sort of black on gold that we're getting with these animals. They are truly stunning. Now this girl is a lot lower expression Calico. You know, there is no real Calico influence in terms of white coming through the side. I'll compare it to her sister in a minute and you'll see what I mean. And then this girl doesn't have any real ringers as well. But just look at that sort of black on gold orange contrast. This girl is absolutely phenomenal. And as I say, the next one is in shed, but I was actually fortunate enough to hatch 2 of them, and they're both females. Obviously with it being a male making banana, that meant anything that wasn't banana would be female. So I was lucky enough to hatch both of these. I'll put the first one away because I must admit, although this one's in shed, the second one is probably just a little better for me. And effectively, I posted this girl on my social media. I'll see if I've got a photo of her, but effectively this female is absolutely stunning when she's not in shed. And then what I was saying is, compared to her sister, it's not showing because it's blue, but she's got more white coming through on these saddles here. Like you can see, it would be there if it wasn't for the fact she's in blue. And I'm confident on this girl proving out het pied because she has got a ringer there. So I'm hoping that this girl is a minimum of a het pied. And then with the 2 of them, it's a case of, are they Gravel or are they Yellow Belly? If they're a gravel het pied, you know, suddenly these animals become, I mean, as if they're not already, even if they're Yellow Belly. But if they were Gravel, with the projects I'm working on, you know, trying to really push into the Highway Pied project, they become their weight in gold, or worth their weight in gold, as if they aren't already. But I'll definitely look and see if I've got any photos on my camera of this girl, because the camera's not doing any justice for her right now, and she is probably one of my favourite animals in the collection. With both of these girls, I just absolutely cannot wait to see them at 2 kilos, 2.5 kilos, and then wrapped around a clutch of pearly whites. I think they're going to be probably the best looking animals that I could have on eggs, just because the contrast of this black and gold, maybe not this girl's not the best example, but what I showed you previously, the contrasting colours on these two animals, I think if you had a clutch of white eggs underneath, it would be just one of the most photogenic sort of clutches that you could get, in my opinion. And I'm really looking forward to seeing if that's something that I can obviously create in a couple of years' time. Timescale wise, I'm looking to breed these females probably in the 2021-2022 season. I know that's very optimistic. You know, that would be basically sort of 18 months old when I start pairing, and then roughly 2 years old when they lay. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with an animal being paired at that sort of weight, that sort of age, so long as the weight is there. At the end of the day, if the animal wants to breed, the animal will breed. If they don't, they don't. It is that simple, you know. It's that analogy of in the wild, they're not going to go up to each other and ask, how old are you? So pair them up. If they don't do anything, you know, you wait for the next year, and if they do, it's a bonus. So yeah, we shall see how they go. But as I say, 2 Calico Yellow Belly or Gravel, 66% het pieds, which are most definitely staying here. Yes, I've got 2, and that's kind of making me a hoarder, but I can't help it. I've had some offers on these girls, but honestly, you know, as I said before, they might not have the most genetics, but for me, these 2 animals are probably 2 of my favourites in the collection. So, we'll move on now to the 2 male bananas which I hatched out, which I'm sure you guys know because I share them so often because I'm so proud of these animals. The only reason that we're doing the clown pied last, I know that's what most of you are probably waiting for, is just because she is back in an FB10. She is the only one that has stopped feeding since hatching, so she's back in an FB10 now. But now, these 2, I don't know exactly the genes on, so you're getting a good look of this animal here. And again, I've posted plenty of photos of these animals on social media, so please go and check them out because where I've got them on a white background, it just kind of brings that purple in a little bit better. But the main point is you can see the wacky colours that are coming through. And what I really want to show is just this calico influence down the end of this animal. It just, like, if I show you the side of the animal there, you can just see that the pattern completely cuts off. And that's on both sides of this animal. The pattern just completely cuts off. So I reckon, and this is a mouthful, but this is what I believe this animal is. And again, take this with a pinch of salt because this might not be the case at all. But I believe this animal here is the full whack. So I think it is banana, Enchi, pinstripe, calico, yellow belly or gravel, 66% het for pied. Now it's definitely yellow belly or gravel. You can see that flaming coming up in the belly colour. Very obviously banana, very obviously calico. For me, that sort of head striping there, I'll see if I can get it to come through. For me, the sort of head striping on this animal, it's not going to show. You're getting a little glimpse of it there, but effectively, this animal for me has that pinstripe neck. I am very confident on the Enchi just because of the I don't even know how you describe it, the sort of teardrops that we're getting down the side. And then I think, you know, I don't know whether it will be het pied, who absolutely knows, but stunning male. Again, this boy is about 500 grams now. Is breeding. He's breeding to the female, which I haven't revealed, that will prove out exactly what he is because of her genetics. So hopefully they'll go on to lay a clutch of eggs this year, and we can get one step closer to figuring out what this male is, and then also what the other male is as well, which I'll go on to show you now. So a little bit of a change of plans here. I'll show you in a minute why, because effectively I was going to pull the other banana out, but I've just realised he's very close to locking a female, so we'll leave him to it and just take the camera to him. So let's move on to the one that I'm sure everyone came on here for. This is the clown pied, the pastel clown pied. Stunning animal. As I say, unfortunately has gone off food at the minute, but everyone that says pastel doesn't work in clown, I would just say look at the head stamp on this animal. The yellows on that animal is incredible. You know, this girl is, again, I would say about 500 grams, is really holding the yellows, probably better than her sister at this point, apart from maybe this saddle. But up near her head here, she's really keeping her yellows. Just up here, sort of, you know, the oranges and yellows are really staying. For me, you know, yes, the clown pied head is very cool, the clown head, but for me, that right there, where the pattern cuts off, is my favourite thing about a clown pied. I absolutely love it. I guess it kind of goes back to what I said about loving a low white pied and being able to see that pattern. Seeing where it just cuts off for me, it is absolutely tremendous. So yeah, really happy with how this girl is developing. You know, this one will absolutely be staying. It is the creme de la creme of my collection from a genetic point of view. Very happy to have achieved this animal on my first attempt, and you know, hopefully this year I'll go on to add some more genes into the Clown Pied project, and we'll really see what we can do with it. But very happy with how this girl is doing. Hopefully, you know, I don't know what the future holds in terms of what I want to do with her pairing wise. Yes, the obvious route would be go for Clown Pieds because you've got those really good odds. However, I'm almost tempted to put a Desert Ghost to her and make some triple het Desert Ghost Clown Pieds, because it would be 100%, because I'm planning on getting a visual Desert Ghost male this year. So we shall see. But this girl is probably, I mean, is undoubtedly the female that everyone wants to see when they come and visit SPR Pythons. So absolutely stunning female. And now what we'll do is move on to the final holdback from the 2020 season. So finally, the last holdback from the year, and the reason that I've kind of left him to it is this is quite close to a lock for him. But this animal here is, now, if I was to compare my two banana males, I probably prefer this animal, even though I think has less genetics. For me, it's absolutely stunning, and what we'll have to do is find a photo. I know I've got some of this male, and I will absolutely have to try and either post it on social media or put it in this video if I can work out how to. But effectively, this animal has the most amazing purples and whites, and as I say, it might come down to having less genes, but I think this is a banana Enchi Calico. That's all I want to confidently say. I don't know anything other than that. He's got these beautiful purples up here by his head, kind of more vibrant than his brother, which makes me wonder if he's a highway. I really don't know. But then as you come down the body, he's got again this sort of wacky side pattern, and it does kind of cut off, but nowhere near as much of his brother. And if you focus in here on the tail of this animal, for me, this has a pied look to it rather than ringers, because it's got that sort of white, yellow, white, yellow, white, yellow. So I don't know. I've spoke to many a breeder about this. I won't name them, but there are 3 very well-known breeders in Europe and the United States that are relatively, or have said that they believe this is a visual pied animal. I'm not getting excited. I'm not going to get carried away. It is what it is. Time will tell. Unfortunately, I can't show you his belly because, you know, he is quite close to locking and I don't want to disturb him, but he has an absolutely snow white belly like any other pied. So who knows what this animal is. Now, as you can see here, he is with a yellow belly het pied. This is to hopefully prove out if he's in the yellow belly gravel complex. He might not be. That might be why he's whiter than his yellow brother. But ultimately, putting him to a yellow belly, if I don't hatch an ivory or I don't hatch a highway, then I can be confident he's probably not in the yellow belly complex. And he's also been to a pied female to see if we hatch out all pieds, to again just establish what's going on, whether he's visual pied, het pied, not even het pied, because don't forget there's an option that he's not even het pied. But absolutely stunning male. I absolutely love this male, to be fair, and as I say, if I was to pick out of the 2, I would probably choose this male here. But that is just an overview of the animals here at SPR Pythons that were held back from 2020. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Let me know which one your favourite is. I'm just curious as to what people would, if they could come here and take one animal home with them. I'm just curious as to what you guys would pick. I guarantee most of you would say the Clown Pied, and understandably, but for me, it would have to be this animal here, or one of the Calico Yellow Belly Gravels I shown you earlier. But as for that, that's today's video. I don't know what the next video will be. I was potentially going to look at pulling eggs. I'll show you the female quickly that is gonna be giving us eggs that I know is gravid. So she's in the next tub along. So it's this female here. She's just going into her pre-lay shed. So that's the Enchi Pinstripe Yellow Belly Probable Calico het for pied. Now, as I say, I'm not confident this animal's het for pied, so she's been to a visual pied to hopefully prove that out. And she's going into her pre-lay shed, as you can see. The only one I've had confidently I can say is gravid. So yes, I was going to film me pulling her eggs, but I've decided in the limited space I've got, I probably won't. Who knows? So the next video may even be an egg cutting. Who absolutely knows? But very excited to be getting some eggs on the ground. Hopefully in the month of April we'll get some more ovulations, but time will tell. But I'm jabbering at this point. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you at some other point. Cheers, guys.